cat. Good evening and welcome to Posse Presents. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful July evening. With me is the lovely and talented Katey Cusak. Thank you for joining me, Katey.
Thank you, Theo.
Looking so lovely.
Oh, thank you.
She's got such flair and such style. I mean, I look like I always look. Like
Theo.
But yeah, like Theo, right, exactly. Who posted, all right, yesterday was my birthday, and I thank you all for the wonderful birthday wishes that were on my Facebook wall and my text messages and all that all day long. But the funniest one of all came from my good friend Mark Sheehan, who said something about he imagines that I was going to be dressed in like pastel frilly dress and out shopping all day, and I was just like, yeah, that's the best laugh. I'm going to keep laughing about that one all day. Imagine that. But anyway, thanks to everyone for the wonderful birthday wishes. As you may remember, a couple weeks ago, I started the countdown to my birthday with a plea to adopt some dogs that really needed homes. And we've had some success. January went home, and I know I mentioned that last week, but what did I wake up to yesterday morning? I don't know if you saw my wall, or it's actually my Posse Presents cover picture right now. She put on my wall a picture of January. I'm gonna cry. See, I'm so goofy. With a little handwritten sign, "Happy birthday to you." I woke up to that and I was like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm telling you, no matter what goes on in my life, I'm like rock solid. I don't even like react, and you send a dog home and I'm crying. I can't help myself.
I understand.
But Rocky and Waterbury was on my list, and there's a rescue that's supposed to be taking him, which is a good thing, but I think that like some of the details are a little sketchy, and they just need to kind of be aware of the fact that in a kill shelter, time waits for no dog. So I hope that they do get him out, and that works out. So that's another one on my list that we can knock off. There was a dog named Lux who seemed to have disappeared off of, he was in Newington, seems completely off the radar, and I don't know what happened to him. And I'm afraid to make that phone call, but I guess because I'm not getting any information, I'm going to have to make that phone call and find out what happened to him.
Was he out of time?
Yeah, he was overtime. They get like, a 30-day window.
Oh, is that how long they have there?
He was over his 30 days, so they really liked him, and they were trying to get him out, but I can't get any information, so I didn't want to call. I was hoping somebody else would. I was being the chicken, folks. Anyway, Bonnie and Clyde, still out there, still need a home. I don't know if anybody saw that picture. Did you see the picture I did?
You tagged me.
Yeah, I did. I did. Ruby, who was in my intro, she still is in need of a home. Waldo got honorable mention at New Haven.
I love Waldo.
Waldo is so cute.
He's so handsome.
He is, and he's going to be at like some bookstore now. There's like
is he really?
Event. Yeah, there's an event that he's going to be at some bookstore, and it's really cool. But in bringing up Waldo, who is still in need of a home, he's in New Haven, and they're full, and that's not a good thing. So we really need to get people down to New Haven and get some of these dogs homes before not nice things start to happen that I don't want to talk about. So New Haven Animal Shelters, 203-946-8110. Set yourself up some time to go check out some dogs. Bristol, still in a crunch. They've gotten some of their dogs out of there, but they sit there, they're like nobody even knows they're there. They get no exposure. So go down to Bristol if you're looking for a dog. Waterbury is always towing the line for being full. So by all means, let's not let Waterbury go by the wayside, because they've done so well, but you're always going to hear my mouth about Waterbury. It's going to happen.
You have your rights.
Yeah, right. I don't want to cry. Anyway, I'm going to talk real quickly about this dog here. Her name is Shade, and I'm pretty sure you can see that if I hold it out there. She is an 8-year-old, 88-pound German Shepherd who went missing in Waterbury on July 4th. Owners are devastated. You can see there's another dog in the background. The other dog is showing every sign of depression. You know, dogs end up being a pack. You lose one and they feel it. It's not like they're like, all right, peace, he's gone, you know, or she's gone. But the Highland Avenue area of Waterbury is where this dog lived and went missing from. And there is a reward. And if anybody has any information, please call 203-982-2595. Once again, the dog's name is Shade, S-H-A-Y-D-E, a little variation of your average spelling. And it's 203-982-2595 if you've got any information at all about, oops, there goes my hands, about this poor dog whose owners are definitely, you know, she wasn't a throwaway. They didn't typical Waterbury open their door and let her go. She is a loved pet, and they do want her back. So anything anybody can do, you know, if you can help hang posters or help try to network the dog, get in touch with those people. You know, if your dog was lost, we want all the help you can get, you know.
Devastated.
Yeah, I'd be beside myself. But anyway, my lovely guest, Katey, who is nervous.
I am.
I don't get it. Everybody comes on and they're nervous, and then as soon as we're done, they're like, oh, wow, that was fun. That's like a 2-year-old. Do it again. Like, no, do it again.
It's because you can't Photoshop this, you know, so you can't make me skinnier or less pimply.
Oh, hey, I can't do anything for myself. So you know what? I came to a conclusion back in January. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You know, I mean, I'm not that person. Like, you know, you go to all these events and people are snapping pictures. Oh, let me take your picture. And I'm like,
okay.
I can't stand looking at pictures of me.
I know.
But here I am on TV every week. You know how painful it is for me to look at like YouTube every week? It's painful. Like sometimes I will. It's just like, yep, sounds good. Yep, okay. Click. Upload.
It's funny. I just had like a little photo shoot, and I had models wearing my clothes, and I put one of them in this dress, and she's much smaller than I, but I didn't want to get in front of the camera, so I just pinned it in the back real nice so it fit her, and it worked out. I don't want to be in front of the camera.
Yeah, no, well, you know, I've gotten to be more relaxed. If I have to take a picture, take my picture.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I accept the fact that when you go to these events, you know, people want the memories and people want your picture. You know, they meet you, they've known you on Facebook, they know me through my column, they know me, you know, they watch my show. They want a picture, okay, but I just don't like pictures. And I'll have to tell you, the funniest thing of all is the last bunch of pictures I took was at the event for Hartford in Cheshire, where I saw you there too.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was a while ago.
That was a while ago. That was outdoors, and every picture. Did you saw my comments with the hair?
No, but I know because the same pictures of me, I was like, ooh.
No, it was my hair. It looked like, is that little orphan Annie back there? Is that Raggedy Ann in that picture? I mean, just because of the outside, you know, nature, the way that the light changes, it's like, yeah, that's red. Maybe I ought to rethink that. But it is what it is, and it's all fun, you know. And you look lovely.
Thank you.
You really do. You're
Thank you.
Always so stylish. But we'll talk about clothes and things. You are with a group called It's the Pits.
Yes.
And what does It's the Pits do?
It's the Pits was actually a rescue that was started out in California. The girl that I work with, her name is Stephanie. She used to work with them when she lived in California. And she came out here, and we decided to start It's the Pits Community Awareness and Resources. Instead of a rescue, from time to time we will take dogs in the future, but instead of just a rescue, right now what we're looking to do is raise awareness and help Pipples in the community. We're looking to do low-cost vaccines. We're working on spay-neuter grants for different cities. Just awareness and education, trying to hand out pamphlets, trying to talk to people at adoption events that, you know, they don't know if they want a pit bull. You know, we can sit and talk and we can tell them, you know, the truth about a pit bull and just let them know. And we're working actually also with a low-cost training, basic training for pit bull and pit bull mixes, so that'll be very exciting.
Yeah, you know, there's nothing better than putting a dog out into the community ready for life.
Exactly.
You know, spayed or neutered, up to date on shots, a little bit of training. I always admire the facilities that do offer training to the shelter dogs to make them more adoptable.
Yes,
And
my trainer does that. Yeah, it's very awesome.
Yeah, that's like, to me, that's just a shelter that cares. And you're not going to get that, unfortunately, in too many municipal facilities because, you know, everything is liability driven there.
No.
Yeah,
it's awful.
It's painful. It's painful because really, like I'm sure you've seen, so many of these events would welcome the municipal pound dogs, but it's a liability, they're not vaccinated, it's not this, it's not that, it's all roadblocks. So
yeah, and there's so many volunteers who are willing to help, but unfortunately we can't.
That's a liability.
Yeah.
It's that L word, and it ends up being such a hindrance.
Yeah.
But yeah, it all sounds like some good stuff that you've got planned and going on. So how long have you been with It's the Pits?
We just started, well, my friend Stephanie has been with them for quite a while now. We just started out here in Connecticut a few months ago. We're still in the works, getting to know people, getting to go in the community and doing different things. We've done our first event. I was there at Pet Playhouse with Debbie.
Right.
They were having an event. We're doing an event coming up next weekend as well. So we're just getting out there in the community, kind of, you know, meeting people and seeing where we're needed and what we can do. And
do you guys have a web page?
We do.
Or a Facebook page, or let's give people a way to find you.
Well, if you look us up on Facebook, it's the Pits Community Awareness and Resources. If you Google it, we'll probably come up too. We're there, and you know, there's a bunch of information. We're always looking for volunteers, so it's great. It's really a great opportunity, and it's nice to have. My favorite part, well, there's a lot of favorite things about pit bulls, of course, but one of the good things about It's the Pits is we have, I have like a flyer that I get to talk to people about, and if I meet people at events and they're, you know, talking to me about, I have a pit bull and they're great and blah, blah, and it's a facts versus myth. I get to give them to people and, you know, talk about, well, here, cool. Pass these out, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Spread the word. Yeah. Spread the good news, you know.
Yeah.
It's the sad truth that the dogs just still have such a horrible, horrible stigma. And, I mean, even look, I'm going to cry, even look what happened to Lennox this week.
Yes, absolutely.
For anybody who's not aware, Lennox in the UK was deemed to look like a pit bull. So they literally came to his house, took him from his house, impounded him, and then began the legal battle for like 2 years.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let them see the dog. They wouldn't let them visit. They wouldn't, nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. He had medical conditions they didn't care for. There was all kinds of, you can't imagine how the family had to feel for 2 years. They even got to the point in the legal battle where they were willing to rehome him. You know, there were places, people and places, and some pretty high-powered places in the United States that were willing to take him. And on the 11th, they killed him. Because he looked like a pit bull. I mean, he'd never bitten anybody. He'd never...
Oh, no.
No. I mean,
it doesn't take that.
He was like a therapy dog for the young girl. He was...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they wouldn't even give them his collar back.
It's a shame.
I mean, you know, it's that breed-specific legislation that is going to be the most horrible thing that ever happened.
It's interesting. That's another thing that we work with It's the Pits is that stigma when you have a pit bull and the things you encounter. When I adopted my baby 2 years ago, I never knew. I really didn't know how bad it was. And then as you have a pit bull, you have to learn how to talk to people so that you don't look crazy. Because they come to you and they say things that, you know, oh, well, they're such bad dogs, or, you know, certain things.
So I'd be afraid to have one of those in my house.
So you really have to learn self-control and how to speak to people about it. And I'm like, just give my dog 5 minutes and he'll change your mind, I promise.
Yeah, exactly.
It's unfortunate.
You know, there are so many that can be the ambassadors for the breed.
Absolutely.
That, you know, they're wonderful, loving dogs. And they're going to bite, and they're going to turn on you, and they're going to, like, you know, kill your cats, and they're going to kill your kids. And
mine's afraid of cats.
I love it. That's fabulous.
He's pathetic. He really is.
They're big babies.
They are. And, you know, actually I'm a landlord, and I allow my tenants to have a pit bull. I think it's great. I think that Why shouldn't they? You know what I mean? So
exactly.
It's unfortunate, I think.
You know, as long as, and again, it goes back to the whole thing about the responsible owners. And there are some people who don't know how to be a responsible owner.
Absolutely.
So I think that if there were more resources for them to find out the right path to take.
And that's kind of what we're doing, you know, trying to give information, especially the training, basic training. You know, people always think it's too expensive, so if we can offer it at a good, you know, an affordable price, you know, so people can take their dog and learn how to be a responsible owner, how you work with your dog, and how you get to know your dog, because that's important as well. And people don't necessarily understand.
Yeah, well, you know, I think a lot of things that happen is that people get a dog, and it's a high-energy dog, and they don't know how to deal with it, and they just keep shoving it in the crate, and that just makes it crazier, so that every time it comes out of the crate, it's out of its mind because, oh my God, I'm out, oh my God, I'm out. You know, it's like, you know, and jumping all over people and people don't want to deal with that. They don't realize that a little bit of training, a little bit of exercise, you know, some positive, you know, you have like realistic toys for the dog and just things that help the dog. You got to keep their mind and their body active.
Oh yeah.
Or they're gonna like chew up everything in sight. They're gonna be like that crazy dog that you can't even begin to think about walking on a leash. I mean, you know, I have Mojo. You met Mojo, right?
No.
I didn't have him with me the last time I saw you.
Probably not.
No, I didn't have him in Cheshire when I saw you. But he's fabulous. I've had him here at the studio, and I can see John's like, yep, I love Mojo. Yeah. But you know, he's there are so many things, like you can see that there's things people did wrong with him. Yeah. But it's not the end of the world, and he's just the coolest dog. There's nothing not to love. And I've had him places too where people are, you know, oh, that's a pit bull, and you know, yes it is. You know, and your problem is,
what's the point?
Yeah, and your point is, you know, you got something to say. And
it's
other
true.
people, you know, oh my God, he's so beautiful, and you know, he's so good, and he's not like how I thought they were. And, yeah, okay.
When I told my mom I was getting a pit bull, she was like, Kate, like, do you really think, you know, do you think that's a good idea? Are you sure? My grandmother too. My grandma's like, but I see all those things on the news. It took 5 minutes with my dog, and now my mom goes up to strangers who have pit bulls and she's, can I pet your dog? My daughter has one. My granddog is a pit bull, and he's just wonderful. And people think that, and she goes on for hours. So she's turned.
Yeah, well, you know, it can happen. It really can. And it's how the people ruin them is really the problem.
Absolutely.
You know, there's no reason for it. Now we are surrounded by these wonderful, I love these things.
Thank you.
They have like the signature little heart for a nose, and they're just adorable. And you actually make these to help shelter animals.
Yes.
And I think that is just so cool. It was even Nancy, I think, in the booth said they look like the old autograph dogs.
Well,
and
I have
think
those
that's
too.
What you kind of like probably.
Yeah, I made one for my graduation. That's for everybody to sign and everything.
Yeah.
The longer ones.
They're all different. They're the same shapes, but they have all different really cool fabrics, and I always say I can tell that they're one of yours, you know, just a little heart.
The nose.
They're so
It's
cool.
my favorite part.
Yeah, that's gotta be. And as a matter of fact, I think one of the last times I saw you, you were still sewing.
Yes. Whenever I go to events, I always find myself just sitting there stuffing one, or sewing a face on, or sewing something.
Yeah, well, it keeps you busy.
It
right?
does.
It keeps production going.
It's true.
But yeah, these wonderful things. We'll give you some contact information for Katey so you can find out more about them. They really are made to help shelter animals, and I think that they're just, I had to put them all around.
Do you know how hard it is to have them at home and have to give, like, I can't keep them all. It's hard. I don't have one just for myself.
She sounds like a hoarder.
You should see my sewing room.
Like these people who have all the animals. I can't give them away.
Well, I can't have real ones. I'm limited at 2, so I can surround myself with these. Yeah, my boyfriend won't let me get another one. He said 2's the max, but for now, don't worry.
Well, you know, I guess you have to be, you got to play the game, I guess.
When the fence goes up, there'll be a 3rd. At least a foster.
Be warned. You heard it here
Sorry,
first.
honey. He knows. He's been warned.
But as far as your creative talents, I mean, you are absolutely fabulous. You talked about the show that you did. You do clothing as well.
Yes.
And I just want to say that she made her dress.
I did.
Which,
I made my dress.
That is just fabulous. But you...
Thank you.
Because I begged you. Excuse me. I'll let you hold this up because I don't want to wreck it. This is actually, you know, you could ask, like, what does a clothing line have to do with pit bulls? But she did this wonderful, here, just hold it up just a tiny bit more because you want to get it up past the pound Posse there. There we go.
Oh, wrong way.
Wrong way. I know, see, it's backwards. People don't understand. It's backwards here.
Oh, wait, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
There we go. It's like in a mirror. It is a play on the old poodle skirt.
Yes.
And it's a pit bull skirt. And look at that. That's just absolutely fabulous. I think that that was just such a cool thing.
Thank you.
And what gave you the inspiration to do that? Just your creative juices flowing wild there, or?
Well, I don't know if you can tell, but I really like the 50s. So
yeah, I was going to say your dress is so reminiscent of like the whole I Love Lucy era, and you know the way you do your hair and everything.
Yeah.
You're just
I love the
lovely and talented.
Oh, thank you. I do love the rockabilly, pinup, 1950s, everything about it. And I really like the idea of the poodle skirt. I thought it was so cute. And being an animal lover, especially a pit bull lover myself, I said, well, I don't want to wear a poodle. I want to wear a pit bull.
Exactly.
So it fit. And I had the idea last year, but it wasn't in time for Halloween. However, I would probably wear this every day anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, you'd probably be the person to know at Halloween.
Oh, I make costumes too.
Yeah.
That's part of like my favorite thing. So.
Oh yeah. Well, some of the stuff I saw the pictures, they were like some pretty cool things that people could wear.
Oh yes. Costume design is my thing.
In a play or a production, or you know, even if they wanted to be like pretty fabulous at a big Halloween thing.
Oh yes. I spare no expense at Halloween, ever. It's my favorite.
Halloween's my favorite.
Mine too.
Yeah, Halloween is absolutely my favorite. You know, I'm not much into the whole dress-up thing because, well, I'm not.
Oh, that's my favorite part.
No, I like all, like, you know, the creepy stuff and.
Oh well, okay,
know,
that's fair.
Little ghouls and goblins and.
It's funny because
it's you know, remember Halloween is a very dark theme.
Well, that's true. Understandable. So we'll have to dress you up though. Maybe you can be some like a dark version of something that I made. You could be Marie Antoinette, but the dead Marie Antoinette. No?
I don't know. Hold my head.
Yeah, there you go.
Find a way for me to hold my head. That'd be pretty cool.
There you go. So I was lucky with all the girls that dressed up. They all really like to dress up and go off. Well, they wish Halloween was every day like myself. So they all dressed up and walked around and had fun. In costume,
it looked
which
like
was
it
cool.
was a great time.
Yeah,
it really did. There were some really cool pictures, and I was like, wow, good for Katey.
Thank you.
Good for Katey.
It was a very big event.
And this was just the thing that killed me, was the pit bull skirt, because, you know, you did such a great outline on it, too.
Thank you.
And I love the little, it's like little paw prints, little glittery paw prints.
They're little hearts.
They're little hearts?
Yeah.
Oh, little paw prints.
See? It's perfect.
Yeah, really. See, I'm no good without my glasses. Seriously, I was out last night. That's all I have to say. And I just want to say really quick, you know, it was very nice. I follow this band. It's called Major Motion, and they gave me a really fabulous shout out for my birthday.
Oh.
You know, they was the bass player's sister's birthday too, and I got to meet her, and we were like, you know, celebrating together. And he announced her birthday. And Ben LG's like going on saying like some nice things about somebody else who's having a birthday, and I'm like, really? Who else got a birthday? You know, I'm like, who's he talking about? And he turns around and he points at me, and I was like, duh.
Oh, that's great.
It was really cool.
That's
it was very
really
nice.
great.
But anyway, we were saying how that It's the Pits has an event coming up on 7/29.
Yes.
And it's from 10 to 6. In Milford.
Yes.
And you can come down and get pictures taken with your pet.
Yes.
And there'll be some other stuff going on there.
Yes.
And it sounds like it'll be a really fun time. And as far as the pictures go, if you've got a foster pet in your home, there's a little bit of a deal that's going on if you've got a foster pet to try to help you.
Yes, we'd like you to have good
market
pictures.
it a little better. So
there'll be props.
Yeah, yeah. Do check that out. We've got a few minutes left. How can people find out more about your event?
We have a lot going on our Facebook page, so if you look us up on Facebook, it's the Pitts Community Awareness and Resources, or if you just type in "It's the Pitts," you'll find us. And there's a ton of information that we always update and everything, and you'll find all sorts of information there.
Okay, so again, Facebook is usually the way to go. Is there an email address or anything
Yes.
if someone wants to email you?
You can actually email me. My email is Katey, Katey, @itpcrew.com.org. I'm sorry.
All right, say it one more time.
Katey @itpcrew.org. I'm so used to saying my own. My goodness.
Hey, it happens, you know. I mean, it really does. So that sounds like it'll be a fun thing. Once again, that's in Milford. If you didn't catch all of that, look at my Pound Posse Presents page, and I have the flyer posted.
Okay.
And I shared your page on my page.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, it's, you know, part of the deal.
Awesome.
Little bit of exposure. There's I'm going through all my
That's
notes.
what we already talked about.
We've talked about it all already, which is okay. Tomorrow there is an event in Cheshire, and that is for Foster and Forever Pet Rescue, and that's between 11 and 3. So we're getting the 1 minute notice here. So hopefully, are you going tomorrow to Cheshire?
I won't be around tomorrow, unfortunately.
Oh,
Otherwise, I
okay.
would have liked to have gone.
I'm slated to go. There's a tale of 2 birthday cakes, which has yet to be told. I had a really nice day yesterday I spent with my friend Stacy, and she took me to get my birthday cake, and Kim didn't know and went and got me another birthday cake.
That's great.
And happened to deal with the same person at the bakery who was like, wait a minute, is this for Theo from Waterbury? She was just here.
Oh, stop. That's funny.
Yeah, I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but trust me, it's not going to go to waste. Okay, we're going to end the show.
All right.
Do with me.
What do I do?
Peace,
Oh, okay.
love,
Oh, yes, lots of love.
and dogs.
Oh, that's cute.
Yep,
There
one
you
more
go.
time. Love, and dogs. Thank you very much, Katie, for coming on.
Thank you, Theo, for the opportunity.
Good night, everybody.